Hello, welcome to the Trading with Ashley show. Are you getting ready for the new year and do you have a resolution to work less and have more time with your families but still be able to afford the life that you've come accustomed to? I've got the solution for you and it's trading options. I want your New Year's resolution to be how to learn how to effectively trade options for a living so that you can do what I do and enjoy more time to have the freedom to do the things you want to do. It's the perfect New Year's resolution. What I am starting off the new year with is a really fun challenge. And this challenge is perfect for all account sizes. So you don't need to have hundreds of thousands of dollars to be a part of my challenge. This particular challenge is going to work with leveraged ETFs, and we are going to do a combination of swing trading and selling puts on these leveraged ETFs to generate income that we can live off of. Now, the reason I came up with this is I run an active Discord community and I have both large and small accounts. So every time I would go to call out a trade that I was doing, selling a put, let's say on Google, then I would try to go find a smaller counterpart so that the smaller accounts would be able to participate in it. Well, one thing that I was discovering was every time I would sell a put on a larger stock and then go and find the leveraged ETF to sell the put on, I was almost doubling the amount of premium with the leveraged ETF. And there's a great way to be able to determine based on the price of the higher level stock how much the ETF could go up or down based on selling a put on it. So I use a lot of safety measures to ensure that we don't get ourselves in too much trouble if the stock drops, but it does allow for richer premiums with these leveraged ETFs. Now, one thing I have found, it's much easier to sell puts on the leveraged ETF than it is to get in and out of the trades. And the reason has to do with the actual liquidity on the option chain. So what does liquidity mean? Well, you have individuals that are interested in trading options. But let's say if you're looking at Tesla, for example, there's a lot more activity on Tesla than there is on its leveraged counterpart, TSLL. So on Tesla, if I want to be nimble and get in and out of a trade with a sold option, even with a purchased option, it's no problem. There's plenty of individuals on the bid side and on the ask side. So usually it's a real compressed bid-ask dynamic and it's easy to get in and out of the trade. But on the leveraged ETFs, sometimes on a chain, you could have just one or two trades in the bid and the ask, and that leaves a lot of room for the market maker to decide what price he is going to fill your order at, and it makes it very difficult to get out of the orders. Sometimes the orders won't fill at all. But if you know how to sell options, when you're selling puts, all that needs to happen is if you sell a put, when we get to expiration date, as long as we are sitting above the level that we sold the put on, then we are not put the shares. And there's no real challenge of having to have significant activity on the option chain because you just need the price of the leveraged ETF to not go below your strike price. So that's how I use these instruments, but they're also used for swing trading. Now, when you're swing trading with leveraged ETFs, you definitely want to get in and out of these trades usually within a matter of 5 to 10 days because the nature of leveraged ETFs is that the price is constantly eroding due to the fact that there's management fees and then usually these reset every night and it chips a little away at the pricing. And so it's very complicated when you look into the details of leveraged ETFs and why they erode on a regular basis. But knowing that, I like to get in and out of these trades pretty quickly, and you can make some significant money swing trading as long as you're getting the entry at the right level with these leveraged ETFs. So I talked to my community and I asked them I gave them a few different ideas on different challenges, and this was the one that we all settled on that we thought would be able to yield the most money for those individuals wanting to participate. So there's a few things I want to share with you. First and foremost, if you want to participate in this challenge and get every trade, every entry, and every exit, you do have to be a part of my larger Discord. That's Ashley's Inner Circle. If you want to be a part of that, all you have to do is click the link below. You're going to set up a very brief call and visit with one of my team members, and they're going to try to get you all set up so that you can be a part of this challenge. The other thing is, I want you, if you're going to be a part of the challenge, go ahead and get your accounts ready. Now, you could trade with any amount because some of these leveraged ETFs are as low as $20 a share. No problem. You can buy one or two if you don't have a larger account. If you have a larger account, you want to have as much cash available to be able to participate in this so that we can use a variety of tickers to ensure safety. Now, I will be dealing with about 9 or 10 different leveraged ETFs that I've selected that provide us the best opportunity to either sell puts or to swing trade. Now, we won't be trading every one of these every day. The reason I have so many to choose from is I only want to trade them when they are at a critical level of support that I can ensure the best opportunity for you to make money. So I will be spending a lot of time over this challenge making sure I have the right entries and the right exits for those that want to participate. Well, how long will this challenge last, you may ask? I am going to run this challenge for 60 days, and I want to see how much money we can raise in 60 days working with these particular instruments. I think our timing is perfect. I was hoping for a Christmas rally. We have a few days left to actually have a rally. But if we don't have a rally, then history shows that January will more than likely have a pullback if we don't end December with a rally. Okay, that's no problem. I have no qualms about a market correction, a market pullback. It gives me incredible opportunities to get stocks super cheap and then enjoy the ride up. And if the stock market only went up, we'd never have a chance to participate and get these stocks at really good levels. So, secretly hoping for a little bit of a pullback because I am patient and this is going to give me the opportunity to get some incredible entries. So, if you want to be a part of all this, make sure you go ahead and sign up now because you can join in a week from now, you can join in 2 weeks from now, but you may have missed some critical plays based on the market action. And I don't want you to miss not one play because, like I said, I am putting a lot of energy into finding really good entries for those that will be participating. Now, I am going to take you into the computer. We're going to take a quick look at some of these instruments and how I have used them to generate income. I'm not sure if you're aware, but when you look at Robinhood, they have a really cool feature. So if I put in Google here, it populates obviously Google because that's the one I'm looking at, but it also gives you any of the other ETFs that may go along with Google. So you can see right here, GGLL is the 2 times leveraged counterpart. So I could look at all my different options here. And then you've got some of your yield max funds that are available here. You see GOY, different ones that are available that you could look at each of these. And so I'm going to look at NVIDIA. So let's look at NVIDIA. If you put in NVDA, it shows you all the various ETFs that you could trade alongside NVIDIA. So this one is NVDL. Now, I've looked at this one before. This one actually is good. NVDU is good as well, but NVDL seems to have more liquidity on its option chain. So if we were going to sell options, it might be a better selection for us. So let's go look at these on Yahoo Finance so that we can evaluate how they might trade and what a good entry might be if I'm going to trade these. As you can see, we're right here in the middle on the RSI. If we were a little bit lower, I would say we were in a bearish dynamic. If we were a little bit higher than 50, we'd be bullish. But because we're right in the middle, we just don't know what's going to happen. So we'll wait to see. But if we do have a larger correction, then I would expect that NVIDIA would want to pull down to the bottom of its band or at least to a level of support. So right now it's sitting on top of the 20-day moving average at 137. Our next level of support when you're looking at moving averages is the 100-day moving average, and that's at 130. Plus, that's a nice clean round number. So 130 is a strong level of support. If we were to lose 130 and slip below it, then our next level of support is really around 117, which this serves as the 200-day moving average. So one thing I would want to watch is how it responds if we have a pullback to 130. Does it bounce off of the 130 right here like it did before and start going back up? And if it does, then this would show me, I'd watch it very carefully, and then if it does, it would show me that this might be a really good time to either sell puts at the money right here at this level, or go ahead and purchase the stock and enjoy the ride back up the Bollinger Band. But what I'll do, instead of actually purchasing the stock or selling puts on the stock, I would go to the leveraged counterpart. So let's take a look at the leveraged counterpart to see what levels would correspond. Now, when you look at NVDL, it's less expensive, so that's going to make this a little bit easier to trade. But I want to put a measure of safety in my trading because of this leverage dynamic. So here's what I mean. So if we pull down to that all-important 100-day moving average, and it looks like we're going to be on a level of support, instead of selling a put or a buy order right here at that level, I'm going to go down to the next level of support with the leveraged counterpart to be a little bit safer. Because if I'm put these shares or if I buy the shares, I want to give myself every opportunity to enjoy appreciation and not have to sit through much pullback and worry and wonder. And so with that being said, if we do pull down to the bottom of the band or on the 100-day moving average for NVDA, I'll be looking at NVDL going down one more level. So this is right at about the $59 or $60 level. And let's go take one more look at these instruments compared to the larger stock, just so you can get a sense of how they move. Now I'm on Google Finance, and I have put in two ticker symbols. I've got NVIDIA right here and NVDL right here. And if you look at this, this is the 5-day chart. And on a shorter time frame, these usually do mimic more of a 2 times leverage dynamic. You can see here, NVIDIA on the 5-day chart went up 5.28%, but its leverage counterpart, NVDL, went up almost 11%. This is good for short-term trading, but let's look at a longer time frame. It's not as clear of a picture as you add more time. See, we're at the 1-month chart right now, and if you can see here, NVIDIA pulled down almost 1%, but the leverage counterpart that should mimic it by 2% went down 3.51%. So let's look at one more time frame. Okay, this is even odder. We're looking here at the 6-month time chart. NVIDIA went up by almost 11%, and this leverage counterpart went down. So these are not an exact science when it comes to the leverage dynamic, and they usually work well on shorter time frames, like 1 day, they're more accurate. 5 days even, they're more accurate. But when you get out past that, it's a little bit harder to make a good call on it. That's why I want to be super conservative and super careful, not holding on to these too long if I'm going to swing trade them. But if you want to avoid all that guesswork and let me do all the heavy lifting on the research, then you definitely want to join the challenge, because I will be spending a lot of time pouring through the charts on each of these instruments. I hope you found this helpful. I hope it inspires you to actually jump on board, make a significant change this year, start the year off right. The timing is perfect for you to get in the markets and be able to get your position set and start making valuable income that you can live off of. I am so excited to share that we have had more than a dozen of our community members share that they are now newly minted millionaires from learning how to trade. And the best part is, most of them, when they joined me, they did not know the difference between selling and buying a put. But that is the beauty of education. I want you to be a part of all of this excitement. I want you to learn this. I want you to have an incredible, fruitful year. And it starts right here at Trading with Ashley. Remember, if you're with me, Trading with Ashley, there is no trader left behind. Now, if you want to watch another video that I did dedicated to leveraged ETFs, you can watch that video right here.